But who do you think out of the rappers had the best made shoe?
Mm. Specifically, rappers that had sneakers made for them.
Yes, and you better not say Birdman.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna say shout out to Funk Flex and the Lugs, man. But now that you say that, I won't go there. So let me stop.
Yeah, yeah.
No, um, that's a really good question because when I think of rappers who've had sneakers made, there's so many iconic sneakers that are used in rap, but I can't think of a good one. Like, what would be a good rapper sneaker?
See, I looked up the history of the rapper sneakers, and a lot of them just didn't look that good, man.
No,
Everyone
they didn't.
they bit
Like,
off of something else. Like,
yeah.
exactly. You asked a really good question because I've never been asked that question, but when I really sit and think about it, I'm drawing a blank. I'll be completely honest. I am drawing a blank. But there's so many iconic sneakers that athletes came out with first or whatever for whatever sport that we latched onto in basketball, in football, in what like I think about the cross training sneakers or like the Andre Agassi sneakers, right? That crossover. Bo Jackson, of course. I
Hmm.
of even like Dan and Dave with Reebok, even though that whole marketing campaign was a failure at the Olympics and blah blah blah. But like think about '96 Olympics in Atlanta. Michael Johnson, his gold spikes, right? We think about the Air Max 97 when they came up with that in gold.
Hmm.
That was a game changer. Um, Michael Jordan playing in the Alpha Force in the Garden back in the day, right?
Which I'm actually
Or
glad you brought up those names and those shoes because this going back to my earlier question for you, like when did the shoe game change?
yeah,
And what I want to throw at you, I thought the shoe game changed when it made a real connection with the music.
oh, absolutely.
Because
No, you're right.
because when I think about
Mhm.
I didn't really want a shoe until I heard my Adidas.
Yep.
That made me say like, oh,
Oh, yeah. So
we
you have
should be
Adidas.
rocking the
Yeah. You have KRS-One. When you look at, the inside or the back cover of the LP for My Philosophy, and he's wearing Jordan 3s.
yes.
Or the music video for My Philosophy. Again, him posted up on the Jeep. He's got his gear on, but he's wearing threes. You look at whole BDP, Boogie Down Productions. You look at all the rappers, again, coming out of New York, or particularly the Northeast, right? But again, I'm in the Caribbean. I'm also paying attention to what's coming out of Chicago because of family there. My cousins introduced me to artists there. Music coming out of the South, particularly Louisiana, and what sneakers were big there? Reebok and K Swiss, and K Swiss classics, right? Like the five stripes, not
Swiss
four,
boy.
five stripes,
That five
Five
stripe, K
stripes.
Swiss
Yeah.
babies.
right? Like, or when you go to the West Coast, yeah, people were wearing Chucks, but Cortez. So Cortez were big.
Cortez.
And
Yep.
what color was the stripe? Was it red or was it blue?
Blue. Yep. Or
Right?
white.
Again, which side are you? Depending on if you were Crenshaw, if you were Slauson, Compton, wherever you moved around, wherever you lived. Um, Memphis, Tennessee, they were big, 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 big on like boat shoes and like Sperry and Eastland and brands like that, right? Um, Philly, Philly, another like Philly and the whole DMV area. I mean, you have again Nike, Reebok, but then you also have New Balance. Like no one was wearing New Balance like cats in the DMV area. Like they became
Yeah.
the kind of they kicked it off with New Balance. Not only the 990, but certainly 574. You name it
Yeah.
there.
That's
But the
so crazy
music,
that these shoes are regional like that. And
yeah,
speaking of the rappers, you all said this rapper. I'm gonna throw a rapper name at you. I actually thought his shoe, I wouldn't wear it, but I thought they did well.
mm,
Like Master P shoes did really well.
they did. They actually did. Yeah, they actually did. Surprisingly so. Before Adidas even bought Reebok, their music division at Reebok was what was carrying Reebok at the time. This is around
Time. Yep.
2003, 2004. They had Missy Elliott. They had Venus Williams. They had Common. They had Wheezy. Eventually, Lupe Fiasco. They had
Yeah.
I mean, their music entertainment, unbelievable. And then Adidas buys them. Germany comes in heavy-handed and basically shuts down the whole business. And guess what? The only reason Adidas wanted Reebok was to get licensing deals for uniforms for the NFL and the NBA.
One of my favorite NBA shoes I saw a lot of players wearing, the Avias.
Oh, man.
Oh man, the way the Avia soles was,
That
nobody was
cantilever.
doing soles like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not only
Man.
that, they had great ankle support.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great ankle
Yes.
support. They didn't have that thin upper. You know, it was.
Hey,
Matter of fact, Avia's in my top. That 89.
hey,
Yeah,
and they was
Avias,
all
but
true
Agee
high top
forgot one
shoes.
shoe though. He forgot one shoe.
Which one?
Listen, if you're gonna go back there, you gotta always throw the Worthy Express in there.
Look at
You
this
gotta-
dude, man.
I'm
Look at
just
this
saying,
guy,
you gotta
man.
throw
Look at this guy, man.
Hey, that's what we wore. The Worthy Express.
Worthy Express.
The New
I hear
Balance
you.
Worthy Express.
Did you like it,
what?
Will? Because
Oh,
the
that was a great
tongue
basketball
was
shoe.
long. Like remember, you could pull the tongue up, and it came all the way up past the
Listen,
shoe.
man, that was a great. But in terms of comfort, that was a great basketball shoe to hoop in. I want to ask you, man, what's in your closet right now? What are you rocking right now?
Lately,